first in pioneers. Live Hydration Spa.
Hi, Sean Callahan here. In 2013, I first came across Koppel Chevrolet GMC in Louisville, and I've been a customer ever since. What's kept me coming back to Koppel is the people. Oftentimes, owner Bob Koppel and his son Brandon are right there with you in the showroom, walking you through the process. There's no runaround at Koppel. It's a hardworking Nebraska company built on honest, small-town values. So make that short drive to Louisville or visit them online at koppelcars.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is your go-to service call in Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska for expertise, convenience, and reliability. As your home and business needs expand, so do the services Action can deliver. Now positioned as Southeast Nebraska's premier installer of charging stations for electronic vehicles, they're always committed to a job done right. Give them a call or visit their website at actionlincoln.com. Action, your proud sponsor of the Ticket Postgame Show.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Don't settle for living with pain and discomfort. The therapy experts at Madonna Therapy Plus have enhanced safety protocols in place and are ready right now to help you return to health. Feeling good is vital to your overall well-being. Therapy Plus is open in Omaha and Lincoln for comprehensive physical, speech, and occupational therapy, all with enhanced in-person safety plus new telehealth options. So don't let wellness wait. Learn more and schedule an appointment at therapyplus.madonna.org.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Dreaming of the perfect kitchen? More room for entertaining? Today, the Johnsons got both and saved by consolidating their debt. With a home equity line of credit, you can borrow money as you need it, have flexible payment options, and pay interest on only the money you're using. If you have equity in your home, the possibilities are endless with a home equity line of credit. What will you decide to do? Get started by visiting libertyfirstcu.com today. Approval required. Equal opportunity lender. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good afternoon. Happy Friday, folks. It is the happy hour. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary are with you today. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
How's life going?
It's going great.
That's good.
It's going great. Last night, all right, I'm going to say something that I haven't even told my wife yet.
Oh, no.
I was up till 2:30 last night watching shows with my son asleep on my chest because I just couldn't sleep.
Okay, but KJ was asleep.
He was out.
Okay, so it's not like you were keeping the
But
baby
I
up.
was up till 2:30, and I just wasn't tired, and then he started crying, and I was like, oh, he's hungry, so I handed him off to her, and then I went and I passed out. But, like, I was up till 2:30 last night watching shows on Netflix because I just wasn't tired.
What are we watching?
Some animes, No big deal.
What is the big thing with anime?
I don't know. I've just always been into it. I've always been into it.
I have a buddy that's extremely into it.
What does he watch?
No idea. He was my old roommate.
Okay.
Have no idea what he watches. but he would watch it. He has the whole like all like not okay. This is gonna sound really weird. I'm not gonna out him like that, but he has figurines in his room.
Yeah, so does one of my old roommates, one of my good
Like,
friends.
and-
He has a bunch of figurines. He subscribes to I think it's Crunchyroll or something like that, and he gets a box of things every month, and it's pretty. Like I think it's awesome.
Is it all Japanese?
You can watch it. So if you watch it subbed, it's in Japanese, but there's subtitles.
Okay.
But if you watch it dubbed, they dub over the
Actual sound.
they dub over it so that it's in English. Like it's still the same pictures and everything,
Yep.
but it's in English. But like they have people voice it in English.
What's your preferred way of?
I used to watch everything dubbed, and then the one anime that I watched the most, which is One Piece, the dubbed episodes stopped coming out for like a really long time, and I wanted to catch up to everybody else, so I started watching the subbed. And now when I watch the dubbed episodes, it just sounds wrong. Like the voices are just so different. So I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
So now I've been watching everything subbed, and I'm totally fine with it. Like I can read fast, and I'm not missing any of the action. That's what people complain about. Is I don't want to have to read during my shows or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, I can't like turn it on and then go do something if I actually want to watch it because I don't know what they're saying. So I actually have to when I'm watching anime, I have to sit down and I have to actually watch it, which I'm totally fine with. I love my animes. They're great.
402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, Starter Heyman text line. Both of those are open for you all show long, as well
Hi,
as
49er Tom.
As well as on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. 49er Tom, man, it's a Friday. You say
It says
ugh.
ugh. I know what he's saying.
What's ugh?
I know what he's saying. Ugh too.
Anime?
Yeah. Just that we're talking that and
Dude.
not anything else.
We've talked Huskers all week long.
Look, we're gonna get into Husker talk. Trust us.
Absolutely.
We're just starting the show, and just letting you guys
49er
know.
Tom, you're right. LOL, bro. It's a Friday. It's a Friday, man.
Would Nick be a sub or a dub? Nick would definitely be a dub guy.
I do not have the.
Nick's not gonna watch.
I don't know
sub.
if I have the attention span to read subtitles.
Yeah, you're not a sub
And sit
guy.
still.
You're a big dub guy.
So what's this One Piece about? Let me read it here. The story follows the adventure of Monkey D. Luffy, a boy whose body gained the properties of rubber after unintentionally eating a devil fruit.
Yep.
Oh no, not monkey, or not the devil fruit.
Yep. Devil fruits.
With his crew of pirates named the Straw Hat Pirates,
Yep.
Luffy,
Because he wears a straw hat.
explores the Grand Line in search of the world's ultimate treasure, known as, quote, One Piece, in order to become the next pirate king.
Yes. It's a great show. You should watch it.
Is it on Netflix?
It is, actually. The dubbed version is on Netflix.
Okay, so that's something I would be a dub guy.
Yeah. There's
Maybe-
a bunch of anime on Netflix you can watch.
Maybe I dabble into anime this
I'm trying
weekend.
to think of like ones that like I don't know if you should start with One Piece.
Is it advanced anime?
No, it's not advanced. There's just like there's some animes that are more, more westernized, so it's not as Japanese cartoony.
Okay.
So like Cowboy Bebop would be that's one that a lot of people start with.
Hold on, I'm looking this up. Cowboy is it how do you spell it?
Bebop.
All one word.
Yeah.
Bebop. Cowboy Bebop. I could watch the trailer.
Yep, Bleach is a good one, Brian T.
Okay, here we
You
go.
go watch Full Metal Alchemist. If you watch Full Metal Alchemist, it's longer, but the shortened version, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, that is a fantastic one.
Well, I saw that One Piece has 20 seasons.
Yes,
I
currently
do appreciate series that have a lot of seasons.
the 1000th episode is coming up here in
my goodness.
sometime in November. That is only in the dubbed in the subbed version. But if you're reading the manga, which I am also doing, it is currently
what is the manga?
The manga is just Japanese comic books.
Oh, nice.
That's the easiest way to explain it.
Okay,
it is currently at like 1030 something.
what is Cowboy Bebop? It's a Japanese science fiction neo-noir.
Yep.
Anime.
Noir.
Although it incorporates a wide variety of genres throughout its run, Cowboy Bebop draws most heavily from science fiction, western, and noir films. Noir. Okay.
It's good. You would like that one too.
The thematics include loneliness and the inability to escape one's past.
It's great. It is great. It's a fantastic one.
So
Full Metal Alchemist is, like I said, it's fantastic. I mean, like, you could just go with the OGs. You could watch Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z.
yes, that's right, because my buddy had a Pikachu on his.
Those are
never got into.
Those are anime.
Okay, I didn't realize that all that was considered anime.
Yeah.
All right, anime stuff.
Eric, anime stuff.
All right, so 402-464-5685. I promise we will get to Husker athletics here momentarily. But first, we have a phone call from Eric. Eric, what's on your mind, man?
What's up, fellas? Hey, nobody wants to talk football anyways. Nobody cares. So we're talking anime. One Piece, yes, probably the best anime of all time, but you're looking at thousands of hours to catch up.
Okay.
The recent arc is amazing. The Wano arc, oh my goodness.
It's beautiful.
So good. But my recommendation for a new anime watcher is Tokyo Ghoul, number 1,
okay.
Death Note, number 2, and Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is really popular right now as well.
Dr. Stone is great.
Yeah.
Would you
My Hero Academia as well, of course,
Yeah.
and Demon Slayer. Those are both huge right now.
the new generation of anime. What would you think about Hunter
My
Hunter?
Hero and Hunter
That would be
Hunter
a really
is so
good one.
See, that's the thing. You start talking anime, man, we could talk for days.
It's true. It's very true.
Hunter Hunter's amazing.
I found Hunter Hunter on Netflix, man.
Yeah, Hunter Hunter's on Netflix. I'm currently getting to the end of the Chimera Ant arc. I just started watching it a couple months ago.
Oh, man, the end of that is so good. Oh, it's so good. The thing about Hunter Hunter is, like, the story kind of goes here and there. Like, the author will set something up, but then he won't finish it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's the guy who wrote, I forget what it's called. Long time ago. He's a good author, though. Yeah, totally recommend anime, guys. Totally watch it.
All right, Eric. I appreciate the
Thank
call.
you, Eric.
So Hunter Hunter, to fulfill his dreams of becoming a legendary hunter like his dad, a young boy must pass through a rigorous examination and find his missing father.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to find his father to become a hunter.
No, he's going to become a hunter so that he can find his father.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a little trailer on Netflix. I'm scrolling through Netflix right now, trying to see.
I'm currently watching
Naruto.
That is a massive one.
A massive in what way?
Massive, like that is
very popular.
Yes, extremely popular. There's
I remember my buddy
Naruto, Shippuden, and then Boruto, which is years in the future of Naruto, or it's his son or whatever.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I just searched.
There's so many
on Netflix.
There's so many on Netflix you can watch.
It's a pretty big deal, I guess.
It is. It's great. I love it.
Okay. 402-464-5685, the Starter Heyman text line. Brian T says they got him Bleach. We already read that one. Somebody called us nerds. That's nothing new.
Thank you.
Taylor says Death Note is fire.
Death Note is really good.
Is it really good?
Yeah.
Bear says Bleach is the best all time. Death Note is close behind, and Full Metal Alchemist.
I wouldn't call Bleach the best all time, but it's one of the OG threes.
Somebody then says talk about football, not anime.
Yeah, whatever.
Rico, you said that the way that you prefaced this, because the way we got into this anime talk was talking about how you had KJ on your watching anime.
Mm-hmm.
You said, I haven't told my wife this yet. Is that something that Rachel will get mad at you for?
No, just the fact that I was up till 2:30 and then slept in.
You slept in?
I did.
You had to be at work at 8.
I did.
So you slept past work?
No, I slept in. I woke up, but I got to work late.
Oh, that's too bad.
It happens.
All right. How was the text bag yesterday? Was it a good text bag?
It was pretty good. Yeah.
I miss hearing that. I'm always in class when the text bag is going on.
Text bag's great.
Should we have
always
a call
and
bag?
Forever.
We've talked about this.
If we had not a mail bag, not a text bag, but a call bag, where you call in and you ask a question and then you hang up and then we answer the question. Would you guys be in with that?
Or
we would just have to keep getting constant calls.
Or if you wanted to have a conversation, I suppose we could do that too.
No conversations. You just ask a question. Call bag. It sounds awful. We only have 3 lines.
Yeah, trust me. I think the people have realized that we only have 3 lines during Husker football postgame because it's the lines will be full for 15 minutes or so, especially right as the game ends, before Happer and Bach get to the calls. And I'm just sitting there just wondering how many people are trying to call right now, but the line is just busy because we only have 3 lines.
We need more.
Yeah. We need like 12. All right, let's dive into Husker football here. You know what? Before we do that, let's just say a shout out to Husker volleyball. They beat Illinois last night.
Did you watch the game?
They swept them. I did not watch it. They swept it. They swept them.
Did watch it. It was a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Lexi Sun started, and I'm just going to get this out of the way right now before anybody says anything.
Oh, no.
Lexi Sun starting is not the reason, the reason, all caps, quotes, exclamation points, whatever you want to say, that Nebraska won that game.
Why did they win? Rico, tell us.
They won
about
because they are a solid team.
Okay.
They are really, everybody on that team is good. Lexi Sun is amazing. I'm not taking anything away from her. I'm not taking anything away from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But her starting, I saw, they posted their starting lineup thing, and all the comments were, finally, John Cook understands he needs to start Lexi Sun to win games. Finally, Lexi Sun. Oh my gosh, it's great to see her back in the starting lineup. She's the best player. We need her. This is why we're going to win this game. We're going to sweep, blah, blah, blah. She is not the main reason they won that game. She provides a spark. She is extremely good. She's a however many time All-American. She's a fantastic volleyball player. But her not starting is not the reason they lost however many games they've lost. And her starting is not the reason that they won that game.
Mm-hmm.
They are all amazing players. She is an amazing player. And I don't want people to just say, yeah, if they're going to start Lexi Sun now they're going to start winning all of these games.
I don't know if people are going to be like that because they've been
you didn't
winning...
read the comments.
Oh, I did not read the comments.
You didn't read the comments.
They've been winning a decent amount of games.
Yes, but they haven't been. But they haven't been
17-5.
But they haven't been winning in dominating fashion.
They're 17-5, and they're a top 10 program in the country in the best volleyball conference in the country.
That is true.
And they just went on the road and beat another top 25 team.
But still, people will say that her starting is the spark that they needed to do whatever.
Well,
her not starting is kind of a sign that these freshmen are really good, and also
depth.
Maybe a freshman starting over her pushed her to improve her game.
Oh, you're saying competition is good?
What? That's crazy. I would never say that. That's a lie. Yes, I would. Competition is great.
Lexi Sun finished with 11 kills, 1 error last night, hit 303, so that's pretty good.
She was fantastic.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one. Really good game. Or match, I should say.
Lauren Stiveren's got another ace.
Yeah.
Her second ace of the season.
Well, Lexi and Maddie Kubik tied for the lead in kills. They led the team in kills with 11 apiece.
Maddie Kubik has been on a tear. This is the fourth or fifth ranked team Nebraska's played in a row.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't get any easier. They have to go on the road at Ohio State on Saturday.
Who is
7th in the country.
Who just lost to Minnesota. Yes.
They just lost to Minnesota.
They did. And Nebraska is still tied. In case you didn't know, Nebraska volleyball is still tied for the lead in the Big Ten because the match after Wisconsin beat Nebraska, their next match, they lost to Purdue.
Wisconsin
did.
Oh,
they lost to Purdue, which means they are tied.
Things are getting interesting.
Tied with 2 losses in the Big Ten. However, Wisconsin holds the tiebreaker over Nebraska. So Wisconsin has losses to Maryland to start their Big Ten season, and Purdue after they beat Nebraska, while Nebraska has losses to Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Okay. Yeah. Wisconsin is 18-2 on the year, 10-2 in the conference. They do have the third easiest schedule. They put that graphic up during the Nebraska-Wisconsin game. They have a couple matches left going up against ranked teams. Purdue on November 12th, then Minnesota once again on the 21st, and then Nebraska on the 26th at home. So things are about to get very interesting. Like I said, Nebraska, they have to play at Ohio State on Saturday, 6 p.m. That will be on BTN Plus, it looks like, not even BTN.
I hate it. Want to watch the game.
Rico, spend $10 for Nebraska.
No spending money.
Spend $10.
I'm not giving the Big Ten my
Plus.
money. I'm not giving Kevin Warren my money. No, I'm just kidding.
He can have all my money.
I have so many subscriptions to so many things.
So delete another subscription.
And also, I'm sending my other kid to daycare. You know how expensive childcare is?
No, enlighten me, because you know I don't know how expensive
a
daycare
lot.
is.
It's a lot.
So much that you can't afford $10.
It is triple digits a week for one kid.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Childcare.
Homeschool.
Expensive.
Would Rachel ever homeschool?
Rachel would have to stay home, or I would have to stay home. And guess what? I would have to stay home. She makes more than me.
So, yeah. Rico,
I'm not ashamed to say that.
Would you be a good homeschool teacher?
Would you, if you had kids, would you trust me to teach your children?
I'm not telling you. I'm not saying
the answer is no. I would be a terrible homeschool teacher.
I'm not asking if you would teach my child. I'm asking, would Rachel trust you?
She would trust
AJ
me.
and Ellie.
No, she would
teaching
trust
your
me.
Children.
Yeah, she would trust me to teach our children. The problem is, I would be terrible at it. I'm terrible at math as it is. You expect me to teach somebody math?
Are you going to introduce your children to anime?
Yes.
Okay.
I tried introducing Rachel to it. She doesn't care for it. So.
Oak Valley Husker says, I think the first 30 days of BTN Plus is free.
Maybe. I'll have to talk to the wifey.
I'm just saying, like, you can cancel it then, and it still goes. I cancel it during the non-volleyball and baseball seasons.
We'll see. I'll consider it.
Because they decide to put...
There's enough games that aren't on BTN Plus that I don't need the subscription. Like, you're going to miss
the
4 Nebraska basketball games. 4 of the first 7.
You don't want to watch them play Western Illinois?
I don't care about them playing Western Illinois.
You need to, because depending on how Saturday goes, we're going to be talking about a lot of Nebraska basketball next week.
I will watch the highlights. I will check the ESPN. I'll keep up with them on
the numbers.
There. Yeah, I'll check the numbers. I'll be fine. BTN Plus is not getting my money.
You have missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Husker volleyball games because they're on BTN Plus.
That's a lie. Some of those were not on. Some of those were broadcasted somewhere else. And also, I listened to them. I listened to them on the radio.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Listen to John Baylor. He is fantastic at his job.
He and Lauren Cook West together are very good. Axel Foley says, enlighten him, Rico. Daycare is crazy. College kid with no kids would not understand. Yeah, I do not understand. That's insane.
You'll get it when you have children.
I cannot believe that it's a couple $100 a week.
It's more, but yeah.
Oh my goodness. Is this some?
No, they're great. They're great
I'm
because
sure
they're getting fed, they're getting taught, they're meeting friends, they're learning social skills. They're learning a lot at daycare. I mean, and also, they're getting really good food, so it's fine.
Do you get better food at daycare than you do in grade school?
Probably, honestly. Daycare probably feeds your kids better than public schools.
Okay. Interesting.
At least I'm not sending them to some like super fancy, like uppity daycare where they have to wear like uniforms or something. Is that a thing? I know I've seen those in movies. I don't know if those are real or not.
They have to be real, like a prep daycare.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody on the text line knows. 402-464-5685. That segment
got away from us.
But it's Friday, so it's on the happy hour, so it's okay. We talked about anime for a good portion of it. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of an early break. When we come back, we'll
a little sip and Jake.
Let's go ahead and take a little bit of an early break. When we come back, we'll dive into Husker football, Ohio State. Send in your predictions. We'll get to every single one of your texts, as well as on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. We'll kind of talk about the game and what else is going on around the country next on Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here. In 2013, I first came across Koppel Chevrolet GMC in Louisville, and I've been a customer ever since. What's kept me coming back to Koppel is the people. Oftentimes, owner Bob Koppel and his son Brandon are right there with you in the showroom, walking you through the process. There's no runaround at Koppel. It's a hardworking Nebraska company built on honest, small-town values. So make that short drive to Louisville or visit them online at koppelcars.com.
Water heater gone? Call Brian. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Brian Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. There's a lot of CBD shops opening up in Lincoln, but Trek CBD focuses on quality above all else. Their products are from local CBD company Nico Farms and are third-party laboratory tested. They have products that can help with stress, anxiety, pain relief, and more, and have a wide selection of Delta 8, including Serene 8. Trek CBD is locally owned and operated. Go visit Scott or Shannon at their 84th and Highway 2 location or at 27th and S. Or go online to Trek CBD with free delivery. Trek CBD. CBD done right.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
One host has a red beard and thinning hair. The other also has a red beard and thinning hair. One host got married over the summer. So did the other one. One is a diehard fan of a sub-500 AL Central baseball team. So is the other. Can these two radio hosts do a show together without getting confused as to their own identity? The same couple. Happer and Schaefer. Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In state volleyball on Wednesday, Class A number 3 Lincoln Southwest fell out of the playoffs, losing to number 6 Omaha Westside. It went into the 5th set where Omaha Westside came out on top 15-4. It was the 4th time the Warriors played Lincoln Southwest. They were 0-3 against the Silverhawks on the season, but were able to pull off the upset on the biggest stage. This will be the first time Westside will be in the semifinals since 1985. Number 3 Lincoln Lutheran won their match in Class C1 against Bishop Newman. They put the game away in 3 sets. Abby Wackel led them with 14 kills. Caitlin Oxley, Ashley DeBoer, and Molly Martin would all contribute, with all of them having over 5 kills apiece. Number 3 Waverly won their match in Class B over Northwest in a sweep. They will have a big task on Friday as they are set to face number 2 Scott Catholic. Number 1 Norris won their match over number 8 Adams Central in a sweep. They are set to take on number 5 Elkhorn North in their next match. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We get this off the text line, and I want to kind of start with this because this is something that I was thinking about earlier this week, and I didn't really know how to address it. And now that we've kind of had a decent amount of days to let the Purdue loss and obviously the Minnesota loss marinate a little bit and gain perspectives from other people on the whole situation going on in Nebraska, we get this off the text line. If we hang close with Ohio State, does it change conversations surrounding the program? If we don't, does it change anything? And Rico and I were kind of talking about this during the break there. Is Nebraska, if they go out and get the doors blown off of them, let's just say let's use the Northwestern score, 56-7. I think it gets worse. I think the conversations get worse. And let me explain.
I don't see how it can get much worse than we want to fire the coach and we already want to get rid of him.
But I don't know if that's the narrative that there is right now. On Saturday afternoon last week, it was. But now that I feel like everybody's kind of had a week to let it sit there, and correct me if I'm wrong, send in your thoughts, 464-5685. Feel free to call in as well. It's the thought has kind of seemed to move from fire Scott Frost, get rid of everybody, let's start this thing over, to, okay, I wonder what this thing looks like minus Adrian, if Adrian leaves after this year, and if there are changes in the assistant coaching roles. I feel like that's where a lot of people are at, and people including the ones that were saying on Saturday and Sunday, get rid of everything.
Just
get rid of
burn it
everything.
down.
And there's probably, for good reason, I suppose, that are still in the same boat of you need to fight, you need to move on, you need to let him go. And you guys, once again, have there are reasons for you to feel that way, and I don't blame
your
you.
opinion.
I don't blame you one bit for feeling that way. But then I also feel like there is that group of people that are, okay, I wonder what this looks like next year if Adrian is not the quarterback, and if there are changes. Offensive line, quarterbacks coach, those have been the two main jobs that have kind of been talked about.
So what you're saying right now is the feeling around the program is if we make changes here and there, we don't make massive changes with, getting rid of the head coach, but if we make a couple positional changes,
yes,
and maybe, unfortunately, at least to me, Adrian Martinez doesn't come back, and you start fresh with a new quarterback who hasn't been your starting quarterback for 4 years, that maybe things could get switched around and change, and that's the feeling right now. But if they win, or if they keep it close, obviously if they win, everybody's happy. But if they keep it close, maybe you still have that progress talk at all.
I don't think so. I think the progress talk is non-existent.
Well, because the progress talk was after Illinois and Fordham and Buffalo, after a terrible loss and two whatever wins. And then you kept it close with the really good teams and you blew the doors off of Northwestern. People were talking about, they're keeping close with these top 25, top 15 teams. This is progress, because in years before they would get blown out. And that was me too.
Yeah.
That was me. I was like, before, year 1, year 2, they face these teams, they get blown out. It's not even a question. They get destroyed. But now they're keeping it within one score. Unfortunately, they can't figure out a way to flip the script and get the win. But the fact that they're keeping it within one score with these extremely talented teams, or these really good teams, is a sign of progress with this Nebraska football team and with this coaching staff. And then came Minnesota and Purdue, two games where you were favored. You were seen as the more talented, more skilled team, and you should have won those games. And again, one score losses to both of those teams. And the talk of progress that you had for half of a season just flipped after 2 games. After 2 games, all of the talk of this is working, they're so close, this is actually gonna turn itself around, maybe this coaching staff actually has something, flipped after 2 close losses, and it's gone from you're doing well and you'll get another year to turn it around to you're done. We need to start anew. We need to fire Frost. We need to fire position coaches. We need to get rid of people who are starting on this team, and we need to start fresh. After just 2 close losses, I know that you were supposed to win those games, but it's crazy how quickly the tone and the tenor of the fan base just and not just for the fan base and the people in the media, including ourselves, just flipped from progress to this isn't enough.
But it hasn't been enough for all the 3.5 years. That's kind of the thing, and why I think it maybe switched so quickly, like you said, is because you didn't beat the teams that you're supposed to, but throughout the 3.5 years, you're 1-3 against Purdue, you're 1-3 against Northwestern, you're 0-4 against Iowa, you've never beaten Wisconsin. You're not winning the games that you're supposed to win, and you haven't. And so I feel like that was part of the reason that it flipped, like you said, so quickly, is because it was oh no, here we go again. We've seen this again over and over and over for for the last 3.5 years, we've seen this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like that could be why it may have flipped so quick, like you were saying. But I honestly don't think the conversation will change, and I don't think it should change if they keep it close to Ohio State.
You think
once again, I don't think the conversation should change if they beat Ohio State.
Do you think we should still be talking about making some changes?
There still needs to be
within the
pressure
coaching
put on.
staff.
Yes,
and just shaking it up a bit to see if there's anything that can be done to improve, what's going on. You don't think that if they keep it close, that maybe they've okay. If they keep it close against Ohio State, and then whatever happens with the final 2 games, are you looking back at that Ohio State game and all of the other top 15 teams that they've played and thinking, this is the Nebraska team that we could get if 1 or 2 things go right for them with everybody that's currently here. If 1 or 2 things are different, then this team has 3-4 more wins. Do you look back on that at the end of the season, or do you just look back on Illinois, Minnesota, Purdue?
Well, you have to take it all into account, I'm sure, but you need to look at those games and say that what was the thing in those games that allowed you to stay competitive in those games against top 10 teams, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at Michigan, it's because you forced a turnover. You picked off Cade McNamara his first time in the season. You did something that took Michigan out of system. Michigan State, you held the Heisman front runner to less than 100 yards in the game, and you feel like you could do that again. And then Oklahoma, you slow down the pace of the game. You control the game. And one second, you control the pace of the game. You did not let that high-powered offense that we talked about the week leading into Oklahoma get the best of you. You did not let Spencer Rattler and Kennedy Brooks, Spencer Rattler at the time, Kennedy Brooks, Marvin Mims on the edge, Mario Williams in the wide receiver room. You did not let them get the best of you nonstop like we were worried about going into the season. You
like they've done
the
to
pace.
other teams.
However, then you go out against, I don't want to say the Illinois game, but you can't forget about the Illinois game in week 0.
Mm-hmm.
You go out against Purdue and Minnesota in a game. Once again, Minnesota flat out that game was not as close as it may have felt, even because Minnesota dominated the line of scrimmage. They dominated the time of possession. And that's something that Frost even said coming out of it, was that it just felt like we never had the ball in the second half. And they didn't. They barely did.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come out in Purdue off of a bye week, nonetheless,
against a team that does not run the ball.
A team that does not run the ball. Yes, they got Horvath back that maybe they weren't expecting to. I mean, we talked to our guy from Purdue, Tom Dienhart, that week, and they weren't expecting Xander Horvath back.
They were expecting 1 scholarship running back.
But however, you still
and he didn't
somehow
even take
allow them to run the football to a decent extent, and then your offense goes non-existent in a season that your offense has not been there to begin with. It looks even worse against a worse team than Minnesota, than a worse team than what Nebraska is going to have to play these next 3 weeks. And so even if Nebraska keeps it close against Ohio State, let's say they lose by 14 against Ohio State, and then they win Wisconsin and win Iowa. They finish at 5-7, which who knows what can happen. You're still sitting there at 5-7 saying, well, we didn't meet our expectation at the beginning of the season of a bowl game. And we can't, you cannot just act like everything's okay and nothing needs to be changed at that time if you're sitting there.
So okay, taking the entire season into account, you've got the 3 terrible losses, and then you've got the bad losses that at the same time kind of made you feel good about the way the program was going. But you're saying if you keep it close against easily the best team that you faced all season, and you beat the 2 teams that have run your side of the division, your side of the conference for many years, for as long as you've been here, the 2 teams that have run your side of the conference, if you take those 2 down, you're still, I know, you want to look back and feel like if you beat those 2 teams, you should have beaten the other 3 teams that were clearly inferior. Well, not clearly inferior, but the other 3 teams that you were supposed to beat, you were favored against. But I think if you do that, if you keep it close against the best team you faced, if you beat the two teams that you've never been able to beat since you've been in this conference, well, not since you've been in this conference, but since this coach took over, I think you even if you look back on those bad losses, you kind of see they've taken a step forward. They were able to beat these two teams. I mean, you're probably still looking at minor changes, but I don't know if you need to change anything if you end the season on two high notes.
But Rico, you're looking at the progress that you're talking about is marginal. It's extremely slim, and it's taking 4 years to get to that progress. Losing the close games to the top teams and then not beating the teams you're supposed to beat, that can fly in year 1 and year 2. Year 2 more specifically, especially the way that this kind of unfolded, saying that they had their guys in there at that time. And that can fly in year 2 and maybe even year 3 at the end. But by year 4, it's not too much to ask at a place like Nebraska, where Mike Riley was 19-19, and you can talk about the interior of the program and how they had to switch everything and gut everything. But once again, they felt like they were in a good spot in year 2. So in year 4, 6 wins is not too much to ask.
Yeah.
Nebraska is putting the bar so freaking low at Nebraska for 6 wins. And in year 4, you cannot get there. And so once again, this is not me advocating to get rid of everything, but the fact that we could sit there at 5-7 in year after year 4 and see all these close losses. Yes, they were against top teams in the country, possible 2 of them being playoff teams, whether you pair Michigan State and
Ohio State,
Oklahoma, or Michigan State, Ohio State, or Ohio State, Oklahoma, however you want to pair them together. Here's the thing is you cannot count those losses in year 4 as progress. You could count them in year 3 in my eyes, but by year 4, when you're 5-7, you cannot settle. You can't continue to settle, because then what's that telling this fan base? So once again, I'm not advocating for everything to be burnt down and restart everything, but there should always be pressure on. Eric Shenander talks about it. They like the pressure.
Yeah.
And there's no surprise when you hear the defensive units talk.
They are confident.
They sound like the unified unit.
The defensive side of the ball is extremely confident in everything that they do, and you can tell by the way they talk and the things that they say. And as you said, they sound extremely unified. I'm saying, I know we're kind of arguing the same thing, where I'm saying if you show more, I mean, not more, but if you keep continuing to show progress in these last 3 games, if you keep it close against Ohio State, if you keep it close or win, I mean, if you win against Iowa and Wisconsin, then you bring Scott Frost back. And I guess, I'm not advocating for, anybody to be fired at all. I want people to keep their jobs. I want people to be happy and continue to provide for everybody that needs them. But if you keep it close against Ohio State, you win against Wisconsin, you win against Iowa, you bring Frost back and maybe, not maybe, you definitely put more pressure on him for next season to do something, but it's going to be.
But where do you draw that line? Where do you draw the line that says this is the year that we finally put the most amount of pressure that we've had on him, and we hold them to that standard?
I think it's next year. I know that you're extremely upset about this season. Yes. You're extremely upset about this season because of the pressure they had, because of what they said at the beginning of the season, because of how they believe that this is the best team they've ever had, and they still went out and they underperformed. But I believe that they've shown progress against good teams. Against bad teams, they have not shown progress.
Yes, you're right.
That is true.
Yeah.
But against good teams, they've shown progress. They haven't been blown out. They've been within 1 score. They've been extremely close to winning every single game that they've been in this season. They've just had extremely bad luck. I don't know if it's extremely bad luck, if it's bad coaching, if it's bad play calling, if it's bad plays, if it's bad execution, if it's just the players that just weren't good enough. I don't know exactly what it is, but to me, it just seems as if it's bad luck to come out on the losing end of of all of the games that they've played that have been so close, just a razor's edge away from winning 6 games up to this point. So I think that it's not unfair, but I believe that, this season is pretty much over. If this is done, you're probably not going to go to a bowl game, and you need to just move the pressure from this season to next, and you just tell Scott Frost, like, hey, you're gonna be coming back next year, but if you don't get 6, if you don't make a bowl game, this is it. This is the last season you get.
What's wild, and I, to a degree, I totally agree with you. Actually, I see where you're coming from, because this is what makes it so difficult. Is because, like me personally, I see both sides of the argument. I truly do. But there's that little voice in the back of my head saying, at the beginning of this season, that was what we were saying, is that this is the season you have to make a bowl game. This is the season that 6 wins has to be the minimum. And so it's hard personally for me to be okay when they go out and we're getting this on the text line, 3-9.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's
not
hard for me.
I know it's not acceptable.
Exactly.
And you don't want to accept mediocrity. You don't want to accept 3 wins in this season. And I'm not going to mention the schedule at all. I'm tired of the schedule talk and how hard it was, blah, 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 whatever. Before the season started, everybody counted Michigan State as a win. Nobody thought they were going to be as good as they are. Turns out, a Vanderbilt transfer is really good.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the way that they have shown that they can play with anybody,
yes,
is maybe just enough to buy one more year. And I'm not going to say, you get that one more year because the schedule lightens up. The schedule may lighten up, but I don't know who's going to be good next year, who's going to be bad. The schedule may lighten up,
Nebraska
included. But you got to remember, you're losing a 4-year starting quarterback. You're losing a bunch of people on defense. There's going to be natural attrition as there is every year. You don't know who else you're going to lose. Possible starters, possible, second guys on the depth chart, just immediate backups. You don't know who's going to leave next season, so you don't know exactly how good this team is going to be. But I believe that the everything that this coaching staff has instilled in this team and the way that they've been able to play close, just barely by what they've shown this season against good teams, buys them one more year.
Let's get to some of your texts here. 464-5685. We got a lot of them from both sides, and we'll continue this into the next segment while we take a break in a couple minutes here. Scott asks this: can you make good changes on a coaching staff that is absolutely in the hot seat next year? Can you get good guys to come here and coach for a shakeup program for maybe only 1 year? Well, I guess what I would say to that is, if you do your job and it shows results, then you'll be here for longer than 1 year. Because once again, everybody, including myself, including Rico, want Scott Frost to work here. We want Scott Frost to be the coach for a very long time here. Oak Valley Husker, taking a step back, to me, the reason it switched so quick is because we didn't look like the same team the last 2 weeks. Husker fans know what good football looks like, and for 6 straight games, we played mostly good football, and then we looked flat the last 2 games against lesser competition.
They've had halves against the lesser competition where they've looked like really good teams.
Yeah.
And then, maybe the first half or the second half, they look good, and then it just flips whichever half, and they just played awful.
I want to get to all of your texts. There's a lot from both sides here, but we got to take a break. We'll get to 2 more here really quickly. I saw one from Gus, and this just shows you the way that there's both sides on this text line here. Gus says this 3.5-year marriage is about over. Nick is correct. It's the total package that is causing the ill will of the fan base. Huskers are laying a turd on the field on just about every league game you are favored in. Goodbye, Verduzco and Martinez. Then we get this one. Axel Foley, I agree with Rico. I think you only need to win one of the last 3 to even have that conversation. Thank you, Rico, for noticing progress in the Big Red, somebody else says. So let's go ahead and take a break. There are a lot of these. We'll get to a good amount from both sides of this argument next when we wrap up the week on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
They've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meat, The Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Tom and Bach.
Nebraska, they have a 17% chance to beat Ohio State.
What is that? Tom and Bach.
Nebraska, they have a 17% chance to beat Ohio State.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. All those computer models are predictors. I don't know where they get them. It's just some guy that they asked down the hallway. Hey, Sam, how much of a chance does Nebraska have to win this week? 17%.
I think they just dust off the old BCS computer and reboot it. See what kind of numbers it spits out.
Yeah, it's not doing anything.
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The workday is long, the bills are due, and sometimes you just need to relax. There's no better way to do that than in your brand new hot spring spa from Bonsall Pool and Spa. With hot tubs as low as $75 per month and interest-free financing, you're sure to find the perfect spa to fit your lifestyle. So get over to Bonsall Pool and Spa today and check out their selection of hot spring spas. Bonsall Pool and Spa, 33rd and Highway 2. Every day made better.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Dancing at weddings, walking the dog, playing with grandchildren. These are the small moments that make life great. They're also the moments that chronic pain steals from us. Don't let chronic pain stop you or a loved one from living life. At MD Pain, we wrote the book on effective, ethical pain management. We offer the most up-to-date treatments from Nebraska's leading physicians. Don't let pain stand in your way. Call MD Pain.
Are you one of those people who thinks it's okay to drive stoned? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You end up driving below the speed limit? It's no big deal, right? Wrong. The truth is, your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. Talk about a buzzkill. Stop kidding yourself. It's not okay to drive high. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
When everything is changing, you need a store that's a constant. A store that has the brands your family loves and the value that you need. A store where you can stock up, pick up, and drive up. A store that's close to home and feels like home. A store that puts the health and safety of you and your family above all else. And a store that's always here to help. At Kohl's, we don't know what next year will look like. We just know that we'll be here for you no matter what. Kohl's, here today, here to stay. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Beatrice Bakery has been serving Nebraska with one-of-a-kind Grandma's Fruitcake since 1964. You already know that, but did you know they offer way more than that? You've got to try their line of liqueur cakes, like the strawberry daiquiri cake or the vanilla rum cake. Or what about their breakfast breads, the banana nut bread, or their various streusel coffee cakes? Whatever the occasion, Beatrice Bakery has something for you. Oh yeah, and Grandma's Fruitcake? It's still pretty darn good. Beatrice Bakery, located in downtown Beatrice, or always online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted best small bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rounding out the week with some shout out industry, baby.
Always and forever.
All right, let's get to a couple of your texts. Somebody says this, hey guys, Mike Riley was 19-19 overall in 3 seasons. Scott Frost 15-26 overall in 4 seasons. Speaks for itself.
I mean, you don't have to tell me that. I thought Mike
Yeah.
Riley was a better coach than everybody was giving him credit for. I understand, the whole, not lifting weights or whatever the heck people are upset about him for doing or whatever. But I mean, he had Nebraska in the top 10 at one point. They won 9 games. They were bringing in top 25 recruiting classes. I don't know.
Zach says, time to blow it up and start over again. Frost does not deserve more time. He continues with, Frost and the staff is not fooling me anymore with their promises of great football. Time to let Frost go. Brian T., bowl game is what we said. Do we know for sure what the people with the power to hire and fire said? That's the only word that really matters. Valid point, Brian.
Well, we know what one person with the power to hire and fire said, but then he got fired. Well, he retired.
This last one here, the close losses to good teams show that Scott has assembled enough talent to compete in the Big Ten. Unfortunately, the problems that keep them from winning games have been here all 4 years and his 2 years at UCF. The difference at UCF is he had a talent advantage he doesn't have here and won't have here because the conference is too deep. I want to go back before we give our predictions. We only have a couple minutes left. Before we give our predictions about the whole record thing, and Scott says this, it's not 3-9 yet. You're absolutely right, Scott, because I told Rico this. I feel good about Nebraska's chances this week going in against Iowa. However, if you put 2 losses in front of that game against Iowa, that's when it gets a little murky. You guys know I have this coaching carousel spreadsheet real quick.
I hate that spreadsheet.
So Scott Frost, like you just said, 15-26, 0 bowl games. Mike Riley was 19-19, went to 2 bowl games. This is where I kind of wanted to show progress and see how other coaches are doing from year 2 to year 4 and stuff like that. Herm Edwards at Arizona State, with the big NCAA violations that's going on right now, they were 8-5 in year 2, 2-2 last year. They only played 4 games because of COVID. And then they are 5-3 this season, and he's been to 2 bowl games. Here's an interesting one, the one that really caught my eye. Well, actually 2 of them. First one, I'll do this. Chip Kelly, 3-4 last year in year 3, 5-4 this season, has turned it around. Granted, it's the Pac-12. But they also played well against Oregon this last week, or a couple weeks ago, I believe. Here's the interesting one, 45 seconds. Jonathan Smith, a first-time head coach at Oregon State. Not a very easy place to win. He's getting paid $2.5 million through 2025. He's a first-time head coach. He went 7-17 his first 2 years, 9-22, including a 2-5 record in year 3. This season, 5-3 at Oregon State. About to go to a bowl game. Jonathan Smith, a first-time head coach.
All right.
Something to look for. All right, Rico, 20 seconds. What's our prediction?
I don't have a score prediction. I just got Nebraska's losing by 12. But they look good doing it.
Unfortunately, it's going to be hard for me to say Nebraska wins or keeps this one close. I'm saying a 27-point loss to Nebraska.
Yeesh.
We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya.
Adios.
Dancing at weddings, walking